like they say, Beyonce can find 14 black trombonists. I'm sure you can find one black person to join your team. It's not that hard.
But somewhere there's likely a Japanese American trombonist who got screwed out of a job, was very good at it, just like Harvard and Brown, right? Who had higher SAT scores.
Which is fine. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just.
Are they racist? Jordan? My brother's name is Jordan. I'm Steven. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
How would you classify or like characterize, where we are as a country right now, racially, between, black, white?
Not in a good spot.
Not in a good spot?
No.
No, you think it's worse?
Yeah.
So, why would you say that? Worse than when, or why?
I mean, it's just. I don't know what the root cause of it is. It's just we're not in a good spot. It's just. Yeah, I mean, you look at events. I mean, even most recently, it happened this weekend. It's like it just shows where it's kind of like going to race wars. It's just different times.
And this is kind of what you see that in the media, right? A lot. But being a comedian, having spent a lot of time around black comics, or a lot of black people just disproportionately in comedy, and then I've gone to churches that are very mixed. My interactions on a personal level are very positive, lifelong relationships. But if you watch the media, you're going to hear about the race wars and the division. Do you think there's maybe that? Are your personal interactions with white people worse than ever?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what? What kind of stuff do they do?
I mean, you have all kinds of stuff. You have the people that think it's acceptable to touch your hair, like you're a dog. You have the people that, I mean, it's all kinds of different things that just happen.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, yeah, that's not acceptable by no shape, form, or fashion, so I don't know why we're doing this.
That seems like a jump, though, from that to race war.
Well, I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think of some other things that have happened. I've been called names by people.
Yeah.
It's been all kinds of like random things.
Yeah.
I've been not welcome inside of places before. It's all kinds of it just depends on like where you're at.
Are you from Dallas here originally?
Yeah.
What area specifically?
Mansfield.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to, Mansfield, where is that?
By Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice area. So, what was it like being raised? Like, how would you classify your neighborhood? How would you sort of describe it?
I mean, Mansfield's a primarily, I think, white area.
Yeah.
Suburban America. Actually was one of like the last school districts in the country to desegregate.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, it's, they have their problems. I didn't really deal with much there.
Right.
I think I really was exposed to stuff until I was an adult.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was mostly white suburban, so you'd think you'd be exposed to those people so you're saying when you were young, it was mostly decent?
Yeah.
The interactions? Okay. What do you think about, bringing that up? This is a white guy's perspective. The segregation coming back in colleges and black-only spaces, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned to be desegregated. We're moving back toward that under a different guise. Where do you line up on that? You think that's productive?
What do you mean?
To have black-only spaces either in high schools or colleges, right, to label those things. Seems to me, as an ignorant white guy, it's kind of like segregating again.
I can see that. I mean, I think everybody needs their safe space to where they can go be their authentic self, where they can, really like vibe with other people that are, like them. I'm not saying like it should be like, oh, white only or black only locations or spots or stuff, but like, I mean, if you see black people gather in certain places, like, okay.
No, I mean, those are policies. Like, those are actual policies, like at schools now, where they'll have black-only spaces, which doesn't seem like that's really...
What school was that?
We had it start with Mizzou, right? And there have been a few others in, so we just had the affirmative action ruling, where they said no, okay, because Asians were sort of suffering at the hands of Harvard and Brown. Where do you line up on that? Do you think that it's... do you think that that's an issue that anyone who would say, I don't think that categorizing people, accepting them by race, even if you disagree with them, does that make that person a racist who thinks affirmative action is maybe not the best?
So if you don't agree with affirmative action, are you a racist?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're a racist, but I mean, you should probably look at history to see like, hey, why do we have affirmative action, and then what's the importance of it?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you got to realize, like, people, I've been hired at jobs before because they told me I'm black.
Right.
That's not acceptable. Right. So it's like, it gets used in...
That's affirmative action.
Sometimes used in good ways, sometimes used in bad ways. Moments like that, it's like, okay, cool, I'd rather you look at like my qualifications, see like, hey, what is it that I do?
Right.
And see like, okay, great, you're the best candidate for this, versus like, okay, cool, you got it because you're black.
Okay.
So I mean, it just depends overall.
So it sounds like you're saying that maybe affirmative action, not a great thing if someone's just hiring you because of your race.
I think
that's all it does. There is nothing else about it. It's hiring people based on their race, right? And honestly, that's got to be a terrible feeling if you're like, well, I feel like I've accomplished a lot. I'd rather you look at my accomplishments than just say I'm hiring you because you're black. That seems racist to me.
Well, I mean, part of the thing is like, I don't know, no offense to you, but I don't know if white people understand this, but it's like, Black people just get looked over all the time. Where it's like, it doesn't matter what our accomplishments are. If you look at me on a piece of paper and a white person on a piece of paper, it's going to be two different experiences.
Okay.
I've seen it firsthand in corporate America. I've seen it firsthand in universities as well.
So
this is what
this is okay. So this is one thing that I think maybe we can you maybe come to a place of with white people here. Let's say I'm a white business owner. Okay. You just voiced displeasure, and I understand, with someone not hiring you, looking at 2 resumes because they don't necessarily know. Okay. But then you also said that it was kind of crappy that someone hired you because you're black. What's a white business owner to do?
I mean, here's the thing. It shouldn't have to be something that's a policy that's there. It should just be something that you're doing because it's the right thing to do. It shouldn't be like a thing of, okay, cool, I know I need to increase my diversity numbers, because that's normally what it is. I need to increase my diversity numbers, and then from there, then we're going to hire black people. So it's like, no, that's just the right thing to do. Mirror your customers.
What is the right thing to do, to hire based on race, or to hire based on
the right thing to do is hire diversity, have a diverse workforce.
But what if they're not the best person?
Then, hey, you can find people. If like they say, if Beyonce can find 14 black trombonists, I'm sure you can find 1 black person to join your team. It's not that hard.
But somewhere there's likely a Japanese American trombonist who got screwed out of a job, was very good at it, just like Harvard and Brown, right? Who had higher SAT scores.
Which is fine. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just.
Are they racist?
No, I mean, it's one of those things where you know what you want. So it's like, okay, if you know what you want, then like.
But what if you don't want it? What if you just want the best trombonist?
Then do what you have to do.
Okay, so it sounds like we would find common ground and then hire the best person and do what you want, and it shouldn't be policy to force on someone, because that doesn't turn someone not racist. Like a Klansman's not going to hire black people because of affirmative action, no matter what, right? But maybe someone else might hire you just because you're black, and that's a crappy feeling, as opposed to your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I think that makes sense. I was trying to make sure that we understood where we line up. And safe spaces we were talking about, that could apply like black, white, gay, straight. I would assume that would also be kind of, as far as identity, intersect, all that. Those would be things that you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. No, I appreciate it. I'm glad we had this conversation, man.
Cool.
Jordan, I know you got to go. Boy, it's like I'm sweating like a stuck pig here.
No, it's all good.
So, no, I appreciate you taking the time.
All right, cool. No problem.
Thanks, bro.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.